Well, the holidays have started here in Orange County, and what is that going to do to the real estate market? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. This is Dean Odell with Seven Gables Real Estate and the Odell Group. Today is November 27th, and it is Thanksgiving weekend is upon us, so we are getting thick into this holiday market. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. As you may have recalled, people who watch this show on a regular basis, I told you that our show is going to change a little bit because my editing person uh, was having a baby, and that was my daughter. And guess what? I'm a new grandfather today. So, new baby girl, 6 pounds, 1 ounce. Zoe Zumalin is her name. So, watch for her. She may be the next force in real estate someday. You never know. Anyway, so let's start right now with sharing my screen and doing this through a Zoom presentation because I've given everybody the holiday weekend off here. And did I say November 27th? Maybe I meant November 28th. Look at that screen right there. Okay, so let's go to the next screen, which is these are the charts we're going to take a look at. Okay, so I'm going to give you a housing update on Orange County. This is what the active listing inventory is looking like year over year. We're following the red line. You could see we're just under 3,900 homes on the market, which is down from about 4,100 2 weeks ago. And last year, you could see we had a lot less, almost 600 homes less. So then we look at the 3 year average prior to COVID, 2017 to 2019. You could see how many homes were on the market then. We're still about 1,500 short of that. But we have to match that with demand. So let's talk a little bit about that and see what's going on with demand. Let me see here. Okay. Sorry about that. Oops. 1 second. You saw that? All right. Demand. Year over year, again, we're following that red line. So today, just short of 1,400 homes on demand. And 2 weeks ago, 1,487. Last year, 1,363. And you could see where we were with COVID. Again, almost that 600 more homes going into escrow pre-COVID. But like we said, we had a lot more inventory back then, right? So um, let's go to the next slide. Demand. Okay, this is what we want to show you. We want you guys to see how demand stacks up against, going back to 2012. Okay, and you can see the peaks and the valleys, and those are the seasonal flows of the market. So obviously, the top um, demand is like the summer market, right? And then the lowest demand points that you see are the winter markets. And if you look at the demand for the last 3 years, you can see how it's been historically low, right? Because we have people that are, they've got great interest rates on their homes. They don't want to move. They don't know where they're going to go, right? So this is kind of what it looks like. We've been in this, kind of steady demand for 3 years, but historically you can see how much we are down. But does that mean the market's terrible? Well, again, you got to look at how it matches up with inventory. And when it matches up with inventory, it just still feels, somewhat normal. So we're going to show you what that looks like as soon as I can figure out the right button to push here. Let me see here. So, whoop, sorry guys. There we go. Oh, one more thing we do want to talk about is how interest rates are affecting affordability and how they have dropped. I mean, we were all the way in that right column at 7.5%, you know, between 7 and 7.5 this year. And you can see how the mortgage payment changes based on the interest rates. And where we are today is we're getting, at 6.25, and we're moving down. Sometimes you can get a 6, and we might even go into the 5. So you can see, depending on the loan amount, the effect that has on your payment. So obviously, if interest rates drop, it makes things more affordable. If it makes things more affordable, there's more people that can buy it. Therefore, demand goes up. So we're going to see where interest rates are going to go, but they seem to be easing and they seem to be staying there. So what does this mean for expected marketing time for Orange County? Well, today we're at 84 days. 2 weeks ago, we were at 83. Last year, 74. And the historical average pre-COVID was 85. So that's why I'm telling you this. the supply and demand numbers are matching up because you still have the same expected marketing time, even though the numbers are way different, right? So you've got less active listings, you've got less demand, but overall, it still creates the same kind of market that we were pre-COVID. 85 days on the market, today 84. A little bit slower than last year, as you can see, by about 10 days. But even so, not a terrible market. Anything between 60 to 90 days actually leans in favor of the seller. So now we got to look at, well, how does that stack up, by price range, right? So when we look at price range, because things change, you'll see that, a slight seller's market exists between 0 and 750. Interestingly enough, we got a hot sellers market between 750 and 1.25 million. A slight goes back to a slight sellers market between 1.25 and 2 million, balanced across the 2 to 2.5 range, and a slight buyers market from 2.5 to 6, and a deep buyers market over 6. Now understand that there's micro markets all over Orange County. In some areas, these numbers can be completely different. So, when you're looking for an agent to explain this to you, they have to be able to explain this to you for your particular neighborhood, for your particular area. And we're certainly capable of doing that for you. Just give us a call. Let's go to the next slide. Oh, well, advice for buyers and sellers. Well, I'll start with give us a call. So anyway, I'm going to stop sharing my screen here, go back to me on the screen. Anyway, so thanks for your patience in presenting it in this manner on Zoom. Like I said, we're dealing with a couple different factors here. Holiday season, people having babies, all kinds of stuff. But I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving weekend and let you know that we are here to service you guys. We work through the holidays. Want to also thank our existing clients and past clients for an unbelievable year in terms of repeat and referral. This was the Odell Group's best year ever, which is pretty amazing since we've been around since 1994 as a group. So we thank you for that. So this is when people are getting out of the business, usually that makes our business better. People want to come to people who have experience and understand the markets and the ebbs and the flows. So it kind of cleans things up in the marketplace for the buyers and the sellers, and gives them a higher quality choices. Don't forget, about 88% of the people are in and out of this business in 5 years. So when you come across a team like ours that's been around for a long, long time, it's rare. And we've been consistent, and we can help you get that house ready, get you top dollar. Buyers, we can coach you through the purchasing process and the best way to approach that. So for now, I'm not going to ramble on. I'm going to let you guys enjoy your holiday weekend, and we will see you in 2 weeks. And who knows what it's going to be like then. If we're going to have a regular, show for you guys, or if we're going to be doing another Zoom. But either way, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.